Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. You know, there is only. Thank you. Thank, thank you. You know, there is only one time in life when it is the first time. So for me, this is the first time, and I'm so grateful for your love and everything I got from you guys this weekend. Thank you so much for your love and support. Now, before I get to my last section, I want you guys to help me make a present to someone I love with all my heart. Can you help me? So I told you yesterday the story that my mother couldn't be here. And of course, she would have wished with all her heart to be here. But even if she's not here, I know that with her spirit, she is here. And I want for 20 seconds to record a video together. Are you with me? Thank you. I will speak in Romanian, okay? Bună, mama! Suntem la Budapest, avem aici peste 1000 de români și alți peste 4000 de oameni veniți din toată lumea și deși nu ești cu noi aici fizic, știm că ești în spirit și de la Budapest vreau să-ți transmitem dragostea noastră. You should be here. Thank you. Now, you know, I told you when I started that what I want to do with you guys, to leave you with some emotional anchors that will, after you leave this event tomorrow, to take you, to have that force, that spiritual force, that inside energy, to give you the power to fight for your goals, to fight for your dreams, to fight for your family, to fight for the people around you. And as I told you about 3 years and a few months ago, I was still living with my mom. I had a business, I went bankrupt, I invested my last money in a gym that wasn't working, and I was in a place where, you know, I was 26 years old, and I was having days when I was really loaning from my mom like 10 or 20 euro to put gas in my car. And I was in a very low level, guys, but everything I showed you earlier, you know, that level of confidence that I started to have in myself is because I started visualizing, I started practicing these things. And, you know, as I told you, since I was 19 years old, I started going to seminars and reading personal development books. And I kept hearing about the importance about writing your own goals, but I never really did it. And I remember I was one night in my room back in my hometown, and I was in such a low, you know, state of my life. You know, I was saying to myself, I'm not good for anything. I'm living with my mom. I'm not successful. I tried so many things that didn't work. And I was sitting on a couch, I can remember that day, and at some point I just jumped in my feet with the highest level of confidence, and I started to repeat, I am a leader. I am an amazing human being. I am a light for the people that are looking for the light. I am here to inspire people around the world. I am here to bring light on this planet. And I started to really believe about myself, and I took a piece of paper, and for the first time with that kind of energy in my life, I wrote down my list of goals. I wrote about 20 goals, about how would my life look like, how would my business look like, how would my relationship look like. And after 3 years and a few months, guys, about 80 or 90% of the things I wrote down on that list are reality. So what I want to do with you next is I want you to put you in the same emotions, in the same dreaming subconscious mind that you had when you were maybe 5 years old or 7 years old, when you didn't have all these limited beliefs, when you didn't have these fears, when you didn't have the programming that you got from society, from your friends, from the culture you are living, and you were really able to dream. So what I want to do with you next, in the next 2-3 minutes, is I want you to take your phones or your notes, and I want you to write down 3 things that you want with all your heart to happen in your life. What are those 3 things that if you have them right now in your life, oh my God, you will explode of happiness? It can be a next rank. It can be financial freedom. It can be traveling somewhere. It can be, I don't know, meeting the love of your life, having a beautiful, amazing relationship. It might be to gain the belief in yourself, to prove something to you, to yourself. What are those three major things that if you try to connect with your heart in this moment, and you know that three things can become magical in your life, what are those three things, guys? Maybe you want to have kids. Maybe you want to be an IMD, or a senior rep, or a marketing director. Maybe you want to become a trainer and inspire people around the world. What are those three amazing things? And if you wrote that down, if it comes, try to go a little deeper, guys. What is your purpose on this planet? Why are you here? Why did you come on this planet? What do you feel that you need to achieve while you are here? If it comes, just put it right there. If it doesn't come, don't worry. Ten more seconds. Just extract them from there. Extract them from your heart. Okay. If you got them, I want to hear you. And how does it feel just thinking about the idea that they can become reality? Now, how does it feel? Now, how does it really feel? Well, you know, they can. They can become reality. You just need to do the hard work and to make them become reality, guys. And what I realized is that when people see success, they see it like this. They see the top of the iceberg. When you see Beyonce or Messi, when you see the IMDs, when you see Mark or Wayne, you just see the level of success, you just see the trips, you see the money, you see the influence, you see the value, you see everything they are in this moment, but you don't see what's behind the surface. You don't see the sacrifices, you don't see the tests, you don't see the habits, you don't see the pain, you don't see the work, the hard work, the massive action. You don't see all these things that are not in the surface, guys, because success is just like an iceberg. So during the years, I learned to emotionally detach in order to survive of whatever is happening in my life. And the only moments I allow myself to live certain emotions is when I'm training, because I know that with this story, you can have the energy and the power to fulfill your own story. And I want to tell you exactly where I'm coming from. So I'm coming from a town in Romania. It's in the south of Romania, and it's more like a village with about 10,000 people. You have to go on a long, long road to go in my city. This is a picture I made a few days ago, and I felt like, you know, going there before this event. You see, it's a lot of land out there, yeah, and fields. And, you know, I grew up like in nature with animals and stuff. I didn't have any high buildings. I didn't have corporations. I had no access to personal development or this kind of world. This is a picture I made again a few days ago, and this is the kind of childhood I had. I didn't have access to a mentor. I didn't have access to people that were really successful in my hometown. This is me when I was like a few months ago. Yeah. I know I was born sexy. I know that. Just joking. And, you know, I grew up in an amazing... in Romania, I always tell the story that I was born in a road that didn't even have cement on it. And this is not my road, but I tried to find out something that is kind of similar. This is the kind of the place I grew up in, guys. But I had big dreams. Even since I was a child, I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, and I was dreaming about traveling around the world. I was dreaming about being successful. I was dreaming about, you know, impacting people. I was seeing myself in stages like this, but I had no idea how I can do it. And when I was talking to, you know, my friends or people around me, they were saying, Razvan, are you crazy? You are born in Zimnice. How can you live this kind of a lifestyle? And I was lucky to be born in an amazing, amazing, loving family. She's my mother there in the left. And you have my sister, which is now in the room. You have her here. And she kind of beat me up like crazy, and I have to tell you. Yeah. So she was beating me up very well. You see how she holds that monkey? She wasn't giving me anything. And I am the one up there. And the guy you see on the left is my father. And he was the most loving, amazing person that you can ever meet. He was the kind of a person that, he was my mentor. He was the kind of a guy that his life's purpose was just to bring light and happiness in other people's lives. And he wasn't highly educated, he wasn't a millionaire, but everyone loved him. Whenever he went to a party or something, he was so much loved, guys. And you know, I lived a beautiful childhood until I was 15 years old. And when I was 15 years old, at some point, my mother and my father went to Bucharest, so he was kind of sick at some point. And after me and my sister had our exams, because she was graduating to university, I was going to high school, and they kind of waited for us to finish those exams. And after I finished my exam, they invited me to Bucharest, and my mom invites me to a hospital. And in that hospital, I see the person I love the most in my life with a priest doing his confession. And in that moment, I just felt that he's not going to be in my life anymore. And I didn't understand what's happening. His best friend was there, and he was trying to prepare me for what's going to happen. And, you know, we went in that hospital's yard with my father, and he was completely transformed, but he was just putting his hand on my head, and he didn't have to tell me anything, but I just could feel his energy. He was trying to say goodbye to me in a certain way, and I was so heartbroken. And for the last 2 weeks, for the first time maybe in years, we just got so connected as a family. We spent so much time together with my sister, with him. And on the 5th of August 2002, he died. And I was watching him in his eyes, and you know what I realized in that moment? Something that completely shifted my life, that when this life ends, we don't take with us cars, houses, rings. They're amazing, it's good to have them. But what we are really taking is the beautiful memories with friends and the legacy we left in our family, in our friends, in our country, in our company, in the world. And at his funeral, something magical happened to me, because I was in pain. And from that pain, guys, just light came into my life, because I saw so many people how much they loved him. And he was a simple guy, but he has spread so much light, so much happiness all around the world. And in that moment, I just felt the light coming into me, and I said, I have no idea what I will do, but I will dedicate my life to change millions and millions and millions of people's lives all around the world. And you know, after a while, I moved to Bucharest. All the money that my family had, they invested in his health, and we remained without money. My sister moved to Bucharest. I was alone for a while in my hometown. And then when I moved to Bucharest, I moved there, and I had only 100 euro from my grandparents, from their pension. And I was living in the worst neighborhood of Romania. It's called Ferentari. It's like the Bronx of Romania. And I was seeing people killing themselves. I saw people stabbed in their backs with knives and stuff like that. It was a really brutal world. I didn't have a washing machine, so I was going to my sister, and I was going 1 hour or 2 hours in the morning, 1 hour or 2 hours in the evening, just to wash my clothes for once a week. And I had moments when she was giving me like 10, 50 euro, and I'm so grateful for your love. Whew. But I felt that God is preparing me for something more. And in about 1-2 years, all my grandparents got sick. And imagine that me and my sister, we were going to hospitals, and we had moments when they were sitting in the hall, and every time I had to go to a doctor privately in his anyway, whatever you call in English, it doesn't even matter, the place where the doctors consult patients. And every time, guys, they were telling me, your grandfather or grandmother has only a few weeks or a few months to survive. And I had to be happy, shake my tears, go out there, and tell that person that everything will be fine. So you see, when you got situations in your life, when you have tests, when people say to you no, where we are disappointed, where people leave your business, where the payment system doesn't work, or whatever is happening in your life or in your business, is just a test, guys. For me, these experiences, these huge tests that I have, losing all the people, most of the people I loved, created me, made me stronger, made me detach emotionally, and made me who I am today. And I'm grateful for them. And you know, I told you when I was 19 years old, I started getting connected to personal development, and I have built a business with a Greek guy that screwed me up after 2 years. And in that moment, you know, I started to be, it was very hard to believe in people anymore. He became, again, like my mentor. He didn't have a son, I didn't have a father, and I got so emotionally connected to him. And after 2 years, he threw me out of the company. And I was talking to God, and I was asking, why is this happening to me? Why are those things happening to me? I knew I was a good guy. I knew I was just trying to do something on this planet. And guys, I just felt a force. It was like a voice telling me, I'm preparing you for something bigger that you can imagine in this moment. As I told you earlier, God doesn't give big wars to small soldiers, never. And then I've built another business, which became successful. We had a construction company, building shops like Nike, Adidas. We almost made the turnover about $2 million every year. And I started to get successful. And when I was 24 years old, I discovered network marketing. And I said, this is it. This is what I was looking for in my life, because I had all these goals written, and network marketing looked kind of like what I wanted to do, to inspire people, to work with them, to help them fulfill their dreams, and this way fulfill my dreams, to be able to speak around the world. And I just got so much connected to network marketing. I was going to all the seminars, just like in World Ventures. I went to all the Uniteds, all the bootcamps, all the views, all the momentums, all the journeys in 3 years. All of them. And I understood the power of growing because I was a young kid from a small town in Romania. This was my only chance. If I wanted to become a leader, if I wanted to do something amazing for my people, for my country, for people from around the world, I knew I needed to grow. So I understood the power of being coachable. No one told me to be coachable. It was the need to grow. It was the need to become better than myself. And after 2 years, some unethical things were happening in the leadership of that company, although it's an amazing company. And I love my leaders. I love my sponsors. I love everything about that company. But they did mistakes. And when you do mistakes, people are hurt. And when you do mistakes, people are leaving. And I realized that I will never do network marketing again. That's the firm decision I took. And you know, the second decision I took, as the first one, was not to ever work with Greeks again. So after 2 years, 1 year and something, this amazing woman named Jeta Voina is calling me that she has an amazing network marketing company with Greeks. So you can realize how excited I was, you know. But I just went to a presentation and I felt it, guys. I felt that this was my path. I felt that this was what I was looking for in my life. And, you know, I went to, after a week or two after I discovered World Ventures, I went to Jerusalem. And I know we have some people from Israel here. And, you know, maybe you hear me talking about spiritual things and stuff. If you don't feel the connection right now, it doesn't matter. Just take the message from the story. But I do believe we have a creator. And I do believe we can connect to that energy and we can do whatever we want as long as we leave the ego aside. And I do believe that I'm not special. I do believe that we all have the same powers. But I went to Jerusalem and I prayed with all my heart. I said, God, this is my path. Just send me the energy I need. Send me the skills I need. Send me the people I need. And I promise you I will spread light around the world. And I came home to Romania and I met my second angel, Stavros Zinonos, and I just fell in love with him. Brother, I love you and I will love you for the rest of my life. And I knew that God has to give you a message through him, through Jeta. And you know, this was the moment when I really feel that this is my path, guys. This is our first event, and I really felt that this is it. This is what I want to do. And this is when I really started to build World Ventures. And I went through the same steps. We created a list. As I told you, my partner Jeta had a huge list. I downloaded the Advantage program, and I really started building myself, building World Ventures. I was listening to one audio in the morning or two, one audio or two in the evening. One audio in the morning, one audio in the evening. Presentations after presentation, 12 o'clock presentation. You are asking about full-time. For me, this was full-time. I was not sleeping almost. I gave everything for World Ventures. I was doing presentations at 12, at 2, at 4, at 6, every night travel parties, and I was staying until 12, 1 o'clock every day to build this amazing thing. And when you start building with this kind of energy, you attract the right people. And you don't need to be successful. I was not the guy that you are seeing in this moment. I was just a young kid. Most of the leaders who enrolled at the beginning didn't even trust me. And it was normal. I was not frustrated. I knew I had to prove for myself. I knew I have to prove the people that I'm worth following. And I started working. Presentation, after presentation, after presentation. At the beginning, we had like 2 ladies in the old city of Bucharest. Yeah, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation. This was the first bootcamp after a few weeks when I met Mark, when I met Kyle. And I felt it. I felt this is the company. This is my path. This is my mission. This is what I need to do. I was attacked like you cannot imagine. I had frustrations of my own. I had so many things that were happening in my life like it's happening in your life. But the mission was bigger than myself. Being afraid has to do with you, has to do with the ego. When you make it about people and you're not making it about yourself, suddenly fear disappears. It's magical, but it works. And I started again, presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after training, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation. These are some of the pictures that I found, and I know some of you are in the pictures. After presentation, after presentation, after presentation. After 5 months, together with my partner Jetta, we were marketing directors on the stage on View. And here, I had the biggest test I ever had in World Ventures. It's the first time I'm saying it public. I won't say the reason and everything that happened, but I want you to know that for the first time I really felt this is my mission. I really felt this is my path. I really felt that I built the skills that I need to do it, and I got the test. For weeks and weeks, I didn't have access to my World Ventures account. I couldn't enroll people. I couldn't get commissions. I have no idea if this situation will be solved or not, but that's when I really prayed to God and understood it's a test. And in that moment I said, and I was talking to Stavros in these moments, and I said, bro, I'm working more than ever, because this time I just went to him and I said, please give me the power to help the people that follow me to get to their dreams. And when that happened, guys, when I was going to those travel parties, I felt something I never felt in my body. I felt that I can talk with the power that I never talked before. I felt that I have the power to influence people in a way that I never did before. I was just a young guy from a small town in Romania, but I felt that this is it. I felt a spiritual energy that was just growing inside myself, and I went forward. And the situation resolved. And I started again. Presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation. We were having after a few weeks, we were having more than 100, 200 people every night coming to travel parties. Every night coming to travel parties. It was such a phenomenal energy, and I felt that this is it. I felt that we'll create a team of champions. I felt that I'm blessed to have such amazing leaders in the team. I felt that we can create the biggest story that ever happened in Europe until now. I feel that with World Ventures, we can do an amazing, amazing, amazing thing all around the world. Again, presentation, after presentation, after training, after presentation, 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 after presentation. After 8 or 9 months, we hit the level of regional marketing director, and it was here in Budapest 2 years ago. And, you know, life starts to get well when you are at this level. You start traveling more, making money, which is amazing, but this is one of the biggest traps that I see the leaders have. When life becomes comfortable, and this was the only reason why you started World Ventures, you were talking about why, that's when the growth stops. That's the moment when you need to make a step forward to your mission. Why are you really in World Ventures? You got to a level of success. First of all, you can get to a higher level of success, as Mark was saying earlier. But then again, guys, the most powerful feeling of happiness you'll ever get on this planet is to help other people get to their dreams. And then you start building again. Presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after, 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 after. And this is when I had one of the most magical moments in my life and Inward Ventures, guys, because 2 years ago in Bootcamp, we were in Barcelona. And for the first time, I took a trip with my mother after 15 years. For the first time, we went together in a trip. And I took her to PortAventura and to so many amazing places. She was so happy. She couldn't imagine what's really happening because she knew I kind of have success, but she really didn't understand World Ventures. And after that trip finished, I took her to an event, and she saw her son getting recognized as the National Marketing Director in front of 3,000 people. And it was so amazing to see my mother happy and crying of happiness after so many years. You see, when you work with yourself, when you develop yourself, when you do this kind of an action, you don't just fulfill your life. It's not only you that has success. You have the power to change the fate of your family. You have the power to change a pattern in your whole family. You have the power to be the example of your kids, to be an example of your friends, to be an example of your community, to be an example for your city, to be an example for your country, to be an example for your whole continent, to be an example for the whole world, guys. But it starts from you. And because the mission was bigger, we started to continue. Presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after presentation, after, and after so many trainings, and so many presentations, and so many audios from an advantage, and so much hard work, and so much dedication, and so much passion, after 1 year and a half after I started, we hit the level international marketing director. And it was such a blessing, guys. And it brought me so many things. It brought me trips around the world. It brought me the financial freedom, the freedom to be whenever I want, wherever I want. But it brought me, amazing experiences, making a small country, where the medium income is $300-400, creating this momentum in making Romania this kind of a market is a huge fulfillment. But I know that you guys are coming from economies that are a lot stronger than us. I know that in countries like, I won't say names, but most of the countries of Europe can have 5 times more result than us. And this is what I wanted to inspire. Take our results, do it there in your countries, create a huge history, but give this amazing energy of love and bring it to your countries. And it brought me a family, guys. When I think about our leaders, and it doesn't matter if they're part of my binary or not, when I think about our leaders, I think about as a family, because since I was 15 years old, I didn't have a family anymore. Me and my sister got somehow disconnected. I was in my hometown, she was in Romania, and we were so hurt that we closed ourselves emotionally. This is what people do. When you suffer, you put brick walls of protection. This year is the first time in my life where I really am connected to my sister, and I'm so grateful and blessed to have you here. And now I have my biological family and my more ventures family all together, 3 IMDs in the team, which I love with all my heart, regional marketing directors, so many seniors, directors that we have in the team, and I love you guys with all my heart. And, having the power, to be on a stage like this and inspire people somehow to live their lives the way they wanted to live, connecting with themselves emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's such a blessing, guys. I'm just a channel here. And I'm grateful to God that He gave me the power to send you this message. And what I want to tell you is that this story was not about me. This story is about yourself. What will you do from today? Because in this energy, in this environment, everything is amazing, everything is perfect. In this amazing, you are protected. In this environment, so you are protected. In this environment, people are next to you. People are supporting you. In this environment, you believe that you can conquer the world, that you can do anything. But from tomorrow, you'll start having your own tests. Maybe your test will not be to lose most of the people you love. Maybe your test will not to have the struggles I had. We are different human beings. If you talk to the leaders in the front row, they had different tests than I did. But they all had their tests. So the question is not if you'll have tests, because you'll have them 100%. The real question is if you'll get the power, if you'll get the courage to fight for your dreams and to pass those tests. Go out there, guys, and live your life. Give everything you have. Everything that you wrote there, those three things, those things that you have, those are the only way you'll be happy on this planet. Whatever your heart is telling you that you need to have to be happy, that's your intuition. That's the connection to our Creator. So until the moment you will follow your intuition, you'll follow your heart, you'll never be happy. Because you'll always do what your society programmed you to do, what your country programmed you to do, what your parents programmed you to do, what your friends programmed you to do. The only way you can be happy is to do what you love. And this is why I love World Ventures. It allows you to live what you love. And if you don't feel, I know that some of the uplines will get crazy, but I will be honest with you. If you don't feel with all your heart that your mission is World Ventures, maybe you have another mission, guys. Find it, do it. How amazing would it be that one day a member of World Ventures went to a seminar and he found the cure for cancer? Or he became an amazing actor. Or he became a president of a country. This is the power of our personal development event. This is the power of World Ventures. This is the power of the energy. But if you feel with all your heart that World Ventures is your path, World Ventures is your mission, go out there and give everything. Go out there and work. Go out there and fight. Go out there and fight for yourself, for your dreams. You see, one of the most inspirational movies I have is Rocky. And you know why it's Rocky? Because Rocky is not a strong guy that came and everyone was afraid of him. No, he was the sadistic guy that was crying and he was beat by life. Beat and beat and beat, but he always had the courage and the power to stand up and fight again. This is the kind of leaders this planet needs, guys. You know I have a crazy different type of leadership. It's one of love and compassion and sensitivity. And I know that there are people who judge me because they don't understand me. People always judge and attack what they don't understand. But this is who I am. And I am not the strong kind of guy that yells and everyone just follows, you know. I'm the sensitive kind of guy that is connected to himself. I'm just the way I am. But through love and through compassion, magical things can happen. And while you are out there, and you are working for your dreams, and when you'll be up there on top of the mountain, and you'll enjoy the trips, you'll enjoy the lifestyle, you'll enjoy the cars, you'll enjoy the freedom, you'll enjoy the success, you'll enjoy the influence, just remind yourself where you started from. And Gandhi was saying that the quality of the leader is not determined by the number of followers he has, it's determined by the number of leaders he has managed to create around him. This is true leadership. And I know that some of you are saying this is yellow bullshit, whatever. But it's not, guys. All of us have a yellow part inside us. I'm telling you that you see Mark so red, deep in his heart he's so yellow that you cannot imagine. And I know that all of the big leaders of the world have this spiritual energy inside them. If you think about Gandhi, if you think about Mother Teresa, if you think about God, I think God is pretty yellow, right? How would it be? God, I want to make a personality test of Mark Asset to check if you are yellow or not. But just remind yourself where you started from and help other people to follow their dreams. You know, I am here in World Ventures and I'm still doing presentations, still enrolling people, still being on the field, because I believe that besides what we talked earlier, besides the product, besides the network marketing, besides the amazing opportunity we have, besides the compensation plan, I do believe there is an amazing energy on this company, guys. I did believe that God chose this company for a reason. And I do believe that with World Ventures, we can really unite this planet. I believe with all my heart, and that's why I'm here. And you know, out there are people dying, guys. What's happening in London, what happened in Paris, what's happening to so many countries around the world. Outside this environment is not the way it is here. The world needs this energy. The world needs our love. The world needs our compassion. With this kind of energy, we can really change the world. And you know, I had a test when I found out that at my first event, I will be in Budapest. I will be very straight, and please, if this story impacts your country or not, just don't be offended. Just listen to the message, and trust me, it's a powerful message. Just listen to it. But there is a hate between Romanians and Hungarians that is happening for hundreds of years. And when I found out that I will be the trainer in Budapest, Romanians were proud that we are showing something in Hungary. We are showing that we can be better. And in that moment, I went to God, and I said, okay, I have to give a message here. And you know, the politicians are fighting between themselves. And when we have a football game, a soccer game, the teams are fighting between themselves, and the supporters are fighting between themselves. And I tried to go back in history. This is on my purpose, to understand what's happening. And I found out what's happening. But after I found out what's happening, I realized that it doesn't even matter what happened, guys. If you're from Hungary, just please stand up for a while. Stand up in your feet if you are from Hungary, if you have any kind of connection with Hungary. I want to tell you something. We do not need to carry the sins of our family, the sins of our country, the sins of our friends, the sins of our world, the sins of our continent. We have the power to change that pattern. In the name of my country, if you're from Hungary, I leave all the hatred behind. I ask for forgiveness for whatever we did to you, and I forgive you for whatever you did to us, and I receive you in my heart as brothers and sisters. And if you are from Romania, I want to hear you. I want you to go to every person that is Hungarian, and I want you to embrace them, to forget all the bullshit that is happening between our countries, and to receive them in your heart as the brothers and sisters. This is what ventures, guys. This is the power we have. And I want you please to close the lights. Guys, please close the lights. And you know, every one of us is living in a dark place. We all have our dark place in this moment. And we know we are focusing to bring light on this planet. Each and every one of you has a will, has a need to contribute. But you don't need, the only person you need to focus in this moment to bring light in is yourself. The more light you bring in your life, the more light you'll bring in other people's lives. So you just need to do this. Bring up the lights. Bring the light in your life. Bring the light in your family. Bring the light to your friends. Bring the light in this amazing company. Bring the light in your company. Bring the light in your team. Bring the light in this continent. Bring the light all around the world, guys. And with this energy, we'll all tell stories about paradise. Paradise is not there we imagine it to be. You don't need to die to go in paradise. Paradise can be here. But I cannot create it alone. The leaders cannot create it alone. World Ventures cannot create it alone. But together with this energy, we can all create it for ourselves, for our family, for our friends, for our company, for all the people we have around the world. God bless you all. Go out there, live your amazing lives, become the light that the company needs, become the light that this world needs, and I will see you all to the biggest event we ever had in Europe, View from the Edge, London, 2017. I love you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for Razvan Dinca. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage National Marketing Director,